All right. Hey, hi everyone. I hope you all can see me. Can I get a update in a chat if you can see me clearly? Am I audible to all of you? Hello. Can I get a thumbs up in the chat if you can see me right? All right. So how many of you have attended day one of this boot camp? So let me know if this is the first time you are attending or you have already attended yesterday's session. Can you tell me? Okay. Raj says thumbs up. Great, great. I hope everyone can see me clearly and hear me. So, hi, this is Nidhi. I'm head of operations at Let's Upgrade, and I'm just here to introduce you to your today's trainer. Also, to get the feedback. How was yesterday's session, guys? Like I got some updates on LinkedIn for sure that what new you have learned in Figma yesterday. But let me know in the chat as well how was yesterday's session and what new you have learned yesterday. Okay, Pradanya say good. Zainab says second time. So Zainab, I hope you have attended yesterday's session as well. Uh, Rajesh says yes. All right, great. So we have a new trainer for you today. So he will be teaching today's topic. Apart from that, I'm here just to announce that we are, going or we are running this. Before that, let me just present you my screen. Okay, just wait, guys. All right. Let me know if my screen is visible to all of you. Basic tool we learned. Great, Raj. Because this is 3 days boot camp. We are teaching you the basics of Figma. So we does like day one does start with the very basics. So no one feel left behind, right? Great. How many of you are aware or actually have learned Figma from somewhere, like from YouTube or somewhere from Google, and have some basic idea how things actually work over there, right? So you all want to be a UI UX designer and you're learning this. Let me know if you have like some ideas like how things actually work with UI UX. Okay. All right, so my screen is visible to all of you. You all know, the most of you who have already attended yesterday's session, you all know that we are running this competition. You can say it's not a sort of competition. It's just for me to get the feedback whether whatever we are trying to teach you are learning or not. You are understanding the things or not. So we are doing this challenge, you can say, which is whatever you are learning in everyday session, you have to post it on your LinkedIn. You have to tag me, you have to tag Let's Upgrade, and you have to write a small summary what you have learned on that particular day, so that we get an idea that whatever we are trying to teach you or whatever we are trying to make you understand, you are actually understanding things, right? I The very first thing is also that you are also building it along with the trainer. So while the trainer is teaching you, you just sit on your laptop. Don't be like that, okay, you just open the link on your mobile phone and just watch the video. Don't do that. Make sure you are having your laptops in your hand and you are making it or designing it along with your trainer. So that will give you more understanding. That's what we call hands-on experience, right? So if you're doing that, took us take a screenshot of whatever you have built that particular day. If you're not building, like if you're traveling, you're not with your laptop, you're just watching the session, take the screenshot of the session, go to your LinkedIn. I hope everyone does have a LinkedIn account. That's the very basics or important thing. If you are want to get into corporate, if you get a job, so you should have a LinkedIn profile. Go to your LinkedIn, post the screenshot, write a small summary what you have learned, tag Let's Upgrade and tag me. Okay, can you do that? I hope. And by doing this, there will be things which will be gainful for you as well. So one, you will be having an active LinkedIn account. Second, I will get an idea that okay, whatever we are trying to teach the students, they actually are learning, right? Third, you get a chance to win 500 worth Amazon gift coupon. Okay, so this whole week this challenge is gonna happen, and then next Monday I will be announcing the winner of this particular week. Okay, and the winner will not be selected on the basis of someone who had got the most number of likes or interactions or comments, anything. The winner will be chosen randomly. All right, so just by doing one post you are eligible for win the challenge for this particular week. All right, understood everyone? Give me a thumbs up if you have understood the challenge, and if yes, then I guess we can go ahead with today's session. I'll just introduce your trainer for today. Okay, if yes, understood, right? Great. So all right, good. So I hope everyone gonna take part in this challenge. Thank you so much for your confirmation, everyone. So we have Siddharth today. He is going to be your trainer for the day. Welcome, sir. Welcome to Let's Upgrade, and I hope,
Hey guys.
yeah, I hope students will learn, something from you, and they gonna write a summary and post it. So I will be getting an idea and will be updating you the feedback as well.
Sure. I really hope they do learn.
So let's start with your small introduction, and then we can go ahead with the session.
So, hey, I'm Siddharth. So, I have been indulging in designing since like 2020, 2017. So, I was completely into graphic designing and video editing back then. So, I had finished my VFX course actually, not UI UX. UI UX came into the picture like way after COVID. Like I was in a space where I wanted to contribute to the world rather than just doing something for entertainment, which I
That
saw graphic designing as. So
Yeah,
for me, UI UX is basically improving users' life so that I make an impact on the world starting from a smaller scale.
great. So
So yeah.
great intro. Great to have your career start with. So guys, let's start with today's session, and I hope to see you guys tomorrow as well. Right. So I will be meeting you tomorrow. Till then, bye bye, and all the best for today's session. Thank you.
Thank you, Nidhi, for that. So yeah, let's just get straight to it. So I went through your yesterday's exercises and I just saw that you had covered a few basics of Figma, like how to set up the entire account, how to use shapes and everything. So there are a few things like in shape. I wanted to show you one feature that we had missed. Like this is a very new feature which Figma has introduced. So for example, if I want to make a completely new shape, for example, I'm just making an arrow for now. So I've created two different shapes over here. Okay, now I'll just select this and give it a stroke. So now I want to make this as one element. All I do is I'll just first align how I want it to be, then I'll double click on one of the shape, shift plus select the other one. Okay, I'm so sorry. I missed a very big step over here. I did not share my screen. Thank you for pointing that out. Okay. Yeah, sorry. Let's get back to it. I just created two basic shapes. One is a triangle, and the other one is a triangle. All right. I'll just align them so that is everything visible right now. Okay. I can just double click on one of the shapes and select the other one and go below over here. You can see a shape builder tool, or the shortcut key is just M. After that, you can just click and drag it to the next frame. So you can see you can both the shapes are visible to be selected. After leaving it, it just converts into one single vector. You can see it on the left hand side. It has converted into one single vector over here. So this way you can create your custom shapes if you need. And rest this things follows that the yesterday's lecture. Okay, so let's just get back to the main topic. I was told that we have to cover auto alignment, like every one of you wanted that. So let's just get to it. Like I'll create a random button. First, I'll start off with I create a text and I'll simply press Shift plus A. What that does is gives us a auto layout with the text layer inside it. Okay, the first step is very simple, and then we can simply fill up a color. One more amazing feature Figma has introduced is the contrast check. For example, if your screen, like for example, your background is completely white in your application, you can select the button or whatever object is on top of it, go to fill. By default, it might be, for example, I have set my button color over here. It is not passing the contrast check. If I, the easiest way to do it is just click on this button. It will directly take you to the best contrast possible at that moment, or you can just use the line that they have given to track and select the color which is appropriate to your primary color in your design. Similarly, you can just select the text inside and again open and check if it's passing the standard contrast test. So these are very simple basic things that Figma has introduced very recently. And yeah, the next thing you have to do is we'll get into more deep into auto layout. So yeah, for the button, you can, when you apply auto layout, there are like two parts which are already applied. One is the uh, horizontal padding and one is vertical padding, basically the left and the right padding, which you can control it by the property panel on the right hand side. By default, I would suggest to, when you're working on a mobile platform, always go on a spacing of 4, and when you're working on desktop, go on 8, multiple of 8. Basically it should be 12, 16, or 20 or 24. Such kind of numbers should be used for padding literally everywhere throughout your mobile application. Even when I'm using some padding, either I'll go for radius, either I'll go for 4 or I'll go for 8, just to maintain your consistency throughout your design. It should not look very weird, you can say. And we mainly follow the 4 pixel rule is for the development process. So the mobile phones are have limited pixels in them, correct? If you go way beyond what's expected, it will look a little blurred out or pixelated, which is not great. So always follow this rule: 4 for uh, mobile, and for desktop 8 multiplication. So yeah, so when I will just go on maybe creating a basic card. First we'll have an image. You can go over here, fill, go on image. As Figma has introduced AI, we can directly ask Figma to make an image for us. Hmm, maybe just a random. By that time, I will see what all other elements I'll need for the card. Probably I'll do a name, or maybe let's go with Airbnb. That will be much easier. I'll go here, click on it, and again make image. I'll just quickly get a reference for Airbnb. Just, you can take a screenshot or a UI kit from their community page on Figma, which I'll quickly show you how to get. You can go on homepage over here, and there's a community tab. You can simply search whatever companies or applications you want. For example, I selected Airbnb. You just search Airbnb and you'll get a few of their community files that they have shared or some other creator have created. So I've taken this. I'm just using it as a reference so that we know what all things we require over here. Okay. So they have taken one is the image, then the listing name. Here they have rating. So I'll just give a random number over here, 4.6. We need a star icon, which we can directly make on Figma by using the star shape. I with color picker tool, we just give a black color for now. And we can also change how we want it to look as. We can change the count of the stars we want. We can change the angle that we want it to look like. You see the subtle changes that the settings give us. All right. And then they have how much kilometers away from you. I'll just copy the same thing. March 16th to 21st. Okay, so these are the elements that we need over here. Okay, one more thing is the guest favorite tag. Okay, so I have copied my text. You can see I have selected, but it's not visible for me yet. So it's because the image is above the text layer. So all very easiest shortcut is Control plus Shift plus the close curly bracket. It will directly come at the top of the entire page. Okay, so I'll just change the color for now just to be visible for me. So here we have taken all the elements that are needed to make this card. Are you guys understanding till now? I know haven't really explained much. Okay, so now I'll start with actually making the design here. So first I'll see is the guest favorite is inside its own frame. So I'll simply select this, paste favorite, and as I had done for the above one, I'll simply select Shift plus A. Yes, we are gonna reach to the borders. So okay, let's just do that first. Here, I'll select the image, and you can simply just add the borders. Okay. So if you see it properly, you can see through the chip over here. What we'll do is we'll add a fill layer and we'll reduce the opacity to 80, just for it to be very visible like this. And we'll reduce the padding. We don't want it in a very big space. And as it is a capsule like chip, we'll just increase the radius to 99. Okay, so how radius actually works is, for example, if we have a 40 by 40, okay, when click on this icon, it's basically individual corners. I can change it according to what I want. So if I want this to be completely circle, it should be half of each side. So if I do it 20 exactly, by seeing the different circle, the curve will go till the 20th pixel. You see the curve, it's over here. If I reduce it, see it coming back, the curve is reducing to the 19 pixel and 20 and so on. So whenever we are making corner radiuses for buttons like this, make sure it's half of the height at least. That's the only way you'll get this chip. And another thing to make it a little more clear, I select 20 by 20. So this will not move any further. Even if I do this, it will move as much as this can. If both the digits are same, it will again reach to their midpoint. So it doesn't matter if you overshoot it. All right. So even if I go 500 by 500, it will still reach the center and it will be at the center of these two. So it won't be beyond 20. Okay. So now we have reached till here. This guest is a part of this image here, correct? So we'll make sure these two are in one frame. So I'll select these two, select the image first, then I'll press shift and hover over here, and I'll select the second as well. And I'll press Control Alt plus G. That is for making a frame, or simply right click and frame selection. See, if we do shift plus A, it will go in an auto layout. That's also a good thing in this scenario. Figma has become that advanced that it will directly shift the shape, the rectangle shape that we have kept. You can see it on the layer panel on the left hand side. After shift A, the rectangle panel is disappeared and is merged into the layer frame. So the background of the frame is the image now. In many cases we do not need that, as it disrupts the entire design in the development phase. So I would suggest to select, make a group, make sure the image is having a separate layer, and maybe then give it an auto layout. Okay, Figma has completely demolished that side. Okay, keep it in frame itself, it's fine. And then make sure the constraints over here. No, okay, constraints, we'll get to it over next part. Okay, now it comes to the naming. This name and our rating are on the same line. So my first thing that I'll do is let's select these and simply press Shift plus A. Now that I see that everything is in an auto layout, like these three parts, I'll see what adjustments I have to do, left align or center. On in this scenario, I want center aligned, and this is the first step that I have done. Now I have to see which are the two things that are grouped together. So this seemed to be in one group. So I'll select this shape and this text. I'll again press Shift plus A. After that, if you see, the width will be in fixed. We don't want it fixed. So, okay, what fixed basically is, this is my fixed size. Okay, one second. Okay, the shortcut for layer. Okay, if you want to make a group, sorry, if you want to make group, it's Control plus G or Command plus G for Mac. If you want to make frame, it's Control plus A, Alt plus G. It makes a frame. And for auto layout, it's simply Shift plus A. All right. So let's get back to here. Okay. So this is my parent frame, because there is no other frame outside of this, correct? Okay, I'll just make another frame for you guys. Okay, so now frame 6 is the parent frame. Inside is button 1. I'll just name it as button. And there's the text layer. I would suggest you to always try to name all your elements that you are making. It's a very good habit that you should adapt to. Because when the Figma and UI UX is basically a collaborative thing. So when new people come in your team or old people who are already there, if they get confused by looking at your design, it's a very bad image for you. I should be able to just look at the file and understand what you are actually trying to do over here. So by just naming your elements as well gives a clearer picture for your team. All right. So yeah. So the fixed part. For example, I want this button to be of a particular size. For example, I wanted like 130 by 130. No matter what is written inside, I want this size to remain the same. So I'll just put fixed width and 130. And now whatever I type inside, it doesn't matter. The size of the button will remain the same. But that's in a very rare scenario, or in mostly in mobile applications. In web, many a times the size of the button changes, or the auto layout is basically not just for buttons, for everything else. Okay. Okay, so the shortcut for Mac users is the control is basically replaced with command, and alt is replaced with option. So the commands are literally the same as Windows, but control is replaced with command and alt is replaced with option. Okay. So now there is this card. Okay, so now I want the size of the button or the parent container to change according to what's inside. So I'll do it as hug contents. I'll make sure what padding I need. For example, I just need 16 padding according to what the design is. And then when I change the content inside, the shape of the auto layout changes as well. So that's the main concept of hug and fixed and fill container. Okay, for example, I have taken this again. I'll show you one more use case. This is a fixed thing, and my text is expanding outside of the area. Now I want my text or whatever. Okay, I'll give you this example as well. There is an image file inside of this. Okay. See, there is a lot of space on the left hand side and the right hand side. I'll just copy the image for a second. See, when I select, okay, one more thing I'll show you. I want to copy this image in this frame. So I'll select the image first, go on the fill property, and do you see the image over here? Just on the left hand side, I'll select, and the selection area will appear for me. I'll just copy, select what I want to. See, if you want to select something particular element inside a frame, you might have to double click, correct? But if I want to select directly inside, I press control and I can pinpoint which element I want to select. I'll go over there and simply paste it. The image is already over here. Now, whenever my size changes, I want the image to occupy the area. So I'll simply go on the image layer and do fill container. Depends if I want to fill the container horizontally or vertically. So in this case, it's horizontal. I'll go on the width and go fill container. As I change the shape, the image size changes as well. I can do the similar way for text as well. Go on width and fill container. The text will take space only inside the container. And as the parent height is hug contents, when the text is going beyond the line which we had initially put, the height also changes of the card itself. Did you guys understand till here? Okay, I'll move forward. I hope. Okay, so now here we'll get back to our design. We have, okay, I'll remove this first. We'll select the two elements which we want to group. Shift plus A. And we want hug contents for this. The gap between them, 4 is more than enough. Okay, we have done this part. Now everything is one upon the other. So I'll select this first frame first, then all the text layers that I have. Okay, and Shift plus A, and this would be aligned vertically. I'll just do her contents for everything for now. Okay, so the price line is also on the same line. We have to change a bit things over here as well. Select the two layers, Shift plus A. They are aligned horizontally. We simply change the direction of our auto layout to horizontal align. Now in this example, the price tag is a little bigger. I'll change the size and probably change the weight as well. Okay. So now if you see, they are not aligning at all. It looks a little bizarre. So Figma has given that for us as well. You can simply go as auto layout settings over here and align text baseline. As soon as you click, see, see the difference? The baseline is aligned. This and this comes on the same line. So in this alignment, you can only do it in center align. And I think it's only there for horizontal. Yeah. Right. Now, the next step would be seeing the distances between the objects inside. So now if you notice, these three are of the same size, the gap between these three. So we can consider, these three lines to be in one group. So we'll select these three, Shift plus A. We'll change the gap between them and then the gap between these two as well. Okay. Now we have properly made the bottom part and the top part as well. We'll just select these two frames, Shift plus A. All right. Now all I can do is, okay, for this instance, 314. In my design, I don't want my cards to go below that size. Even if I, okay, sure, I'll make a little responsive here first. Okay, there is nothing happening over here. What if I'm having 2 3 cards? I'll select these 3 cards, Shift plus A. So this is one of my frame that I'll put it in my website. I want these cards to occupy the space. So what do you think should I do over here for these three? My hint is I have to select these three and make some changes over here. So could you quickly tell me what changes I can do on the width? Okay, all I need to do is go on fill container. As I said, whenever I want the inside elements to take all the space available on the parent component, parent frame, we can just use fill container. Okay, so now the sizes are the same. Now I'll make sure the inside part is fill as well. Shift plus A. I just simply put auto layout on the image frame. All right. Now the bottom part of the cards are not filled. So I'll select those parts and I'll use as fill container. You just have to go layer by layer inside one by one step. That's the only rule you have to follow. Okay. So now I have done the fill container here, and then another layer deep we have to go. Again, we'll just select fill container. All right. Then one more layer there is available to us. We'll select that fill container. Okay. One more thing you might not understand is um, when I want to select go inside a layer, one click is not sufficient. I'll have to double click to go one layer inside, then again double click to go another layer inside, that way. And when I don't want to leave this selection, I'll press shift and I'll do the same. I've selected these with fill container. Okay, so now in fill container over here, it is coming center align, which we don't want. So we'll go on the left align. But then again, this is shifting as well. So what we'll do is as double click on this align. What it basically does it stretches out whatever you have in the document, or you can simply put as auto. The gap is auto. It takes all the entire area as it is filled. If we introduce a different element, okay, so introducing an element inside a compo auto layout is can get a little tricky. For example, if I just take it and drag, I want it between listing name and rating, but I am not able to place it over there, no matter where I drag it to. For that to do, I have to press Control. Remember how I told you that by pressing Control, you can select which element you want to select. It's the same logic over here. You can place wherever you want to exactly. I can simply drag something, press Control, and then just drop it over there. All right. So by doing a fill settings to everything, sorry. See, now as soon as I change the size of the parent, the cards are choosing to align themselves in a particular way as well. Now I can just select the name, give it a bold, probably increase the size of it as well. And then as we had increased the size, make sure that it is aligning on the same line. So I'll go alignments, text baseline. These two texts are gonna on the same line for us. Did you understand till now? Are there any questions regarding this? All right. So now, what if I am okay? For example, we take this case study as we are working for Airbnb. I have 10 different listing over here. Just select this and replace content. Realistic house listing. Let's see how good Figma is right now. I have not tried this. Okay. It changes proper list, but I wasn't sure about how good it's for cards. Okay. And simply select the bottom part. Just give a random content for us. Okay, so these are my listing in the website. Now I am told that I have to change the size of a particular font, or probably have to add an element. So doing it for everything would be very hectic for us, correct? We'll take one card and make, on the right hand side you'll see a create component icon over here, or it's control alt plus K or command option plus K. So what it does is basically creates a component, and then the copy of each will be used by us. This is the main component which will be untouched for now. We'll be using the copies for us in our design. Make these three, shift plus A. I created an component for this. Yeah, sorry, auto layout. I'll simply replace the contents over here. Okay. Now, our boss has told us that we don't need the rating over here. Instead, we want it on the image itself. I'll just create a copy over here. I'll hide this as we don't need it. Hide or delete whatever is good for you. Then we'll change the alignment as well. See, after we hide or delete, the alignment will be disrupted for the first name, listing name for us. So instead of auto, we'll just select the manual one and keep it left aligned. It doesn't matter how much gap do you put over here, as there is only one element inside. You can completely get rid of the frame as well if this is the final design that the boss needs. Yeah, and then we can directly drag and drop it inside. But over here I want this rating to appear on the bottom left every time, no matter what the size is. Firstly, though, I'll select change the color. If see, even if we change the color to white, it is not necessary everyone will be posting a dark image. So it is better to do something like what they have done for guest favorite. So I'll simply, okay, we see that the auto layouts has already been added. Now, what if I want to have the same exact property I have on the guest favorite one? I'll simply select the guest favorite frame, right click, copy paste as, and copy properties, which is Control Alt plus C or Command Option plus C. I'm not 100% sure for the Mac shortcuts, but okay. One more thing I'll show you by them. Click on the bottom here and just write keyboard. You'll see keyboard shortcuts over here. All the tools, all the shortcuts are given over here, whatever you need. It's I would suggest you to everyone to go through this once after the session is done, because keeping all these shortcuts in mind is really a good thing. Obviously, everything is available on screen. You might save a few seconds or minutes over this. It's better to know shortcuts. Just close this. So I'll just copy the property, Control Alt plus C, select this frame, Control Alt plus V, and then change the color of the insides. Maybe do a better gap between these two. Now I want it to appear on the bottom right side of the image. So in the position field, you see an icon on the right hand side, which is ignore auto layout. The name suggests what it does. Basically ignores the auto layout. And now you can move this particular element inside the auto layout, but it will still be in the auto layout, if that makes sense for you. We just have to place it properly. You can press Alt and see the padding that we need. 16 by 16 would be the best over here. And we make sure the constraints are proper over here. See, if we reshape this, or for example, here we'll do go as fill. Whenever it changes, the anchor is on the left hand side. See the guest favorite, it's anchored on the left and top, so it doesn't move from its area. But if you see the rating, it changes constantly. So to fix that, we select the element, and by the logic it is fixed at the bottom and on the right hand side, correct? So we can select right and bottom over here, or we can simply select the image from the image on the right hand side. So I've selected bottom and right. Now if you see, when I change the size, the rating is fixed on the bottom right. And we use components mainly so that I make changes literally on one page or one element, and it's gonna be applied to the entire website. So this particular element might be on the home screen, might be on the others page or related listing, something like that. So I only need to make changes on one. It's gonna be applied for the entire website. All right. So I would like you guys to try this out right now so that I'll be able to solve any problems or query that you face. I'll give you like 5 to 10 minutes to do that. The auto layout is genuinely very easy. You just have to see what layers you have selected and the properties you have done. It's literally just numbers. Um, could you explain what do you mean by content overlap? Are you okay? I understood one part of the content overlap. Do you mean something like Instagram does? Okay, one more part of auto layout is this. I have stroke, keep it outside, maybe 12 for now, just so that it's okay. The auto layout has settings of their own. It basically should the settings include strokes or no. Many designs are not. Genuinely depends on design to design if you want to include strokes in your auto layout or if you don't want to. And one more thing that I can Instagram does is I can reduce the auto layout gaps in between. Like it can go in minus. What it basically does is it overlaps on the other elements, and I can select which element should come on top or which element should come on bottom. It's basically the layering. I'll just change the name 1, 2, 3, 4, 6, 5. This is 1, 2, 3, and so on from left to right. I've kept last on top basically the last layer over here, the sixth one, which is on top, and first on top, which is the opposite of it. So this is another way which you can align your use your auto layout in. Guys, I hope you are practicing this right now. Is there any confusion you are getting or getting stuck at some particular point? So let's make desktop panel. Just make a basic. By the way, Airbnb has updated their icon style. This is an old style which they used to use. Detach instance. For now, I'll just do for this much. To make sure every time when you're dealing with icons, those icons have their name in place, and select all icons that you have done. Do not create, do not click on create components. You have to create multiple components. See, if you create component, everything that you have selected will be one component. We don't want that. We want five separate components of the five selections that we have done. Go on save. Right, and we'll be using this instance. How do things? See, if you change the main component, image in the main component, for example, this might not change now as we have already made some changes on the instances. So if I change the main component, only the unchanged one will change. You see over here, this is the first instance is not being hampered by me, but I have changed the image of the second and the third one. So if I change the main components image by just pasting the other image over here, only the first is changing as there was no change prior changes to them. I can select the instance, go right hand side three dots for more action, and reset instance. Now, if I want to delete something particular, I can just select and press the delete key. Have you all guys made a card? Okay, well, I'll move forward. I am not getting any responses. Yeah, it doesn't matter what. In what website you are making. Yeah, that's fine if it's not Airbnb. The main concept of auto layouting should be clear. All right. So great. We'll continue in a minute or two. All right. So now I have to make a basic. I'm trying to make a basic page for Airbnb. I'll take a few elements which we already can and don't need to make a lot of changes for it. Okay. First is the Airbnb logo that we'll need. Put it over here. I'm just changing the text. Okay, anywhere. Shift plus A. I'll just create an auto layout. I'll select the text. Control plus D to duplicate it. Any week. Control plus C to duplicate it again. Add guest. And I'll simply do P. I'll take a line. I'll drag and drop it over here. Control D and shift it. In auto layout, you can simply use your arrow key to shift elements. Okay, what do you want again? Uzma? Okay, and the navigation part, we'll just start with a text, simple text. I'll do Shift plus A to add it into an auto layout. I'll see that there are three elements that we have to put. I'm just trying to copy a design because we just want to learn the basics of Figma. We are not trying to polish our UI UX currently. So we can just see what the design is. You can simply take any design or your own design. That would be the best, to be honest. So yeah, you can just I'll put it inside an auto layout. I'll select the text. Control plus D to duplicate the text, or I can just do copy and paste here, or Control C plus Control V, whichever works for you. I just use Control D for duplication. It's the easiest. Any week. And the last verse was add guest. And there's a partition in between. So I'll simply do P for pen tool and just create a line over here. Simply drag it inside, Control D to duplicate, and arrow key to shift. Now there is a proper design over here. I'll add a fill, and as I want rounded, I can directly do 360 or anything would do. And for effects, I'll add a drop shadow so that it looks separate from the background. All right. So if we already have a design in place, we can probably copy the drop shadow of the design and just paste it on it. And one more is this icon I have directly taken from them. You can adjust the padding you need. It's the same thing over here. They have done Airbnb, given a auto layout for it. That's it. And a chip layout. Give a small stroke. Okay, so the second part is the top navigation that we'll do. This is how the design is. Let's make just one of it. Okay, I'll detach it. And I'll take instance of the icon, the above icon that I have placed. I'll simply select Shift plus A. Right? We'll give a proper gap between them. Now, one fill. And what if I want all the tags to be only in one line? So you have to select auto width for this. Make sure your parent has her contents on their width. This is how it should look like. Okay, the search icon is basically I have just designed, I have not made this. So for example, if you have made the basic, so this is a search bar that you made. I'll simply do Shift plus A. I'll make sure the width and the height is the same. Many cases it might not be the same. So I'll simply do fixed width and fixed height. I'll make sure it's the same. And make the corner radius is round. And I'll give it a fill. Fill color probably red, that they have already taken. This is the icon that I have placed, and I have just dragging the icon inside the auto layout. It automatically takes it into the place as the entire frame is an auto layout. All right, getting back to this. Okay, this is the one chip that we have created. This has two states, correct? So first I'll go and make a component out of it, and I'll create a variable on the plus over here. Sorry, add variant. So I'll click on that. I'll name the variant over here on the right hand side as selected. And the only difference over here is the border stroke on the bottom. So I'll just add a stroke And on this individual strokes, you'll see a box icon on the stroke property. Click on that and we just select bottom, and we'll see how much, sorry, with that we want. In this case, we'll just keeping it 3, and I think it's a bit more. 2 is more than enough. And now I'll drag this. So this will be my top navigation that I'll be using. I'm just creating multiple copies. First, I'll just make 2 copies is more than enough to add auto layout. Shift plus A. Now these are in auto layout. I can just select one of the element and press Control plus D to duplicate it. Alright, as it is there in an auto layout already, it sees the gap we have already input and accordingly places the element. Now we'll see that everything has different icons over here. Now to change that, we have already made components of the required icons. Correct. When we select a particular icon in the instance, on the right hand side, you'll see tiny homes. That's the component name over here. This is basically an instance property which we can change as we want. All the entire list of components will be here, no matter the size and shape of it. I can replace it with a smaller icon, which will be resized as 40 by 40, as we have kept the component of that size. So we'll make sure that the size of the icons over here which we have made components is the size that is required in the final document. We'll just simply put tiny homes over here, swap instance, and in this case we need the name city. We can simply search it over here and select it. Change the name. Similarly, everything can be changed this way. The benefit over here is, what if I want to change the entire design of it? Here I can select. Example, it's very big for a website. I had to reduce the size. I'll change the text to 10. All the texts are reduced. Now the icons are huge for me. I'll select the icons. I'll resize to 24. Resized. I'll first select this to lock the aspect and then click 24. See, all the icons are smaller now. If I had made components for every one of them, it would have been difficult to change. I'll reduce the gap as well. All right. Now in my design, I have put this. Okay, where are you going? Now I want to show that one of them are selected. If you see, I have already made a variant of that. Make sure the naming of the property on the right hand side when you select the two in the component is different. If I keep the exact same name, for example, I'll just do that. you'll get an error like this: the property value of the variant are conflicting. So whatever changes you try to select here, there's only be one option available. Now I just did Control Z for it. For example, I want to select tiny homes. I'll just select tiny homes and go to property and do as selected. So my component is changed automatically over here. I just increase the size of it. 40 by 40. You understood the main use of components over here. So in this way, we can have different styles of buttons as well. For example, the website has like so these are the three buttons used by a website. Just create this. Go over here and create a component set. So what it does is, if you go on the asset panel, asset is basically every component that you have created in this file. If I had made three different buttons, I would have to search between three different buttons. Here, if I just hover on one button, you'll see the number 3 over here. These are the number of variants this component has. It is very easy to keep a track of what you have made. You can do the similar practice for icons, but for icons, I don't think it makes a big difference. But yeah, you can do the similar thing. So this way, for buttons, you can actually have all styles of button in place. For example, these are the three different styles. Probably primary, secondary, and tertiary. What if I want a hover state for them? I'll just create a copy inside the component itself. I'll change a hover state. I'm just quickly making those changes so that's easier for you to grasp this. First, I'll see all the name of the property. This is my primary. This one manual thing you have to do before getting the entire set. Secondary, tertiary. Again, this is still a primary button, correct? So we'll do it primary itself. Property, secondary. Now, if you see that we have again gotten that error, correct? To solve this, we'll have to select the component itself and create a new property, a variant. Name it as state. Whatever you want to name it as, that's up to you. But for our understanding, I'm naming it as state. Value default. So these are the default values. This is the primary default, secondary default, tertiary default. This is primary hover. So I'll change the state to hover. And similarly, for this also, the state is hover. This is hover as well. So now when we see it over here, assets, when we are in a bigger team, I want to pitch a design that I made, but I want similar concepts to be used. So I'll just directly drag this in my design. Okay, I want to show a primary color, a secondary state, but I want to show a hover state over here or a press state, whatever you have created. So this way you can control your entire component with just your property panel. You don't have to go back and take different elements. Or if you are doing some quick work, for example, I don't want to open anything, I'll simply take this element. This is a random component that I took. I know the name of the component that I need. I'll type that and click on it. I directly get that component. I don't need to go to the asset panel or anywhere else or go and find where the component is. Everything can be done where you are. Is this part clear? I did rush a little bit for this part as you are already understanding what components are. So I thought that we can touch the variant part as well. All right. So this is one homework that I would like you guys to do. I want you guys to make any random page. It doesn't need to be your original. It can be a copy of some page, but you do mention it that you have just copied from somewhere. I want you to practice your auto layouting. A complete every element in your page should be in an auto layout, required or not. Okay. So, Kiran, did you understand the part of creating variables? Right. Let's just quickly start from scratch. I'll detach this. Okay, I need three different types of button with I'll just create. These are my three buttons that I've been using for my entire design. I don't want the storage to increase a lot, so I'll just create a component set button. I'll increase the size of this so that I can fit in more elements I want. I'll name it as primary property name. I'm just using 1, 2, 3 for now. Primary, secondary, and tertiary. Now I want to create how it's gonna look in hover state as well. Okay, when we hover the button, how it's gonna look like. I can select. I'll quickly design how it's gonna look like. I'm not actually seeing. Okay. Now I've designed how the hover state's gonna look like as well. I'll again name the property as primary, secondary, and tertiary as they are the secondary, primary, and tertiary buttons. Now you'll see you're still getting an error right now because every property is repeated twice. So Figma doesn't work that way. It has to be unique. So I'll create a new property, variant, states. Now this is the default state. All three: primary default, secondary default, tertiary default. The next will be primary hover, tertiary hover, secondary hover, and tertiary hover. You just have to name it differently. Now, when I'm using in a design, I can just drag it. Okay, I want this style to be visible. Okay, but I might be using a different button. Okay, third style or the fourth one. That way I can, it I am explaining in button view. It basically means you can have multiple styles. You can have multiple styles of cards in one single card component. We can just select the property on the top and select what style we want to be viewed as. It need not be button. The shape need not be the same. For example, this button is bigger. The primary uh, hover button is bigger, but the normal default state is the same. So this part has to be done manually. Rest everything Figma is taking care of. Did you understand, Kiran? All right. I think that's our time for today. Please make sure to create some design, some visual aspect of it. Whatever queries you will have, will be there to solve tomorrow. You can reach out to Let's Upgrade and ask them any questions that you have. I'm pretty sure they'll be available for us. So we got that covered. Don't worry. But you need to practice as well. Do you have any particular questions? Which I think we have a little more time that I can solve any of your queries. Okay, so then we'll see you tomorrow. We'll have a great time, and I hope that you guys understood whatever I have taught you, and we'll make that a practice. All right, we'll see you guys tomorrow.
AI isn't coming, it's here. And if you're not building with it, you're already behind. Whether you're just starting out or job hunting, the reality is clear. Companies are hiring Gen AI engineers right now, and they're paying 20 to 30% more. Gen AI is booming from $44 billion in 2023 to a projected $667 billion by 2030. Job listings asking for Gen AI skills tripled in the past year alone. This isn't just a trend, it's a transformation. That's where the Applied AI Engineering program by ITM Skills University and LetsUpgrade comes in. You get a guaranteed 6-month paid internship with a minimum stipend of 10,000 rupees per month. With our partnership with over 700 top companies, access to 200 plus premium AI models worth $300 across text, image, speech, video, and more. You'll build a job-ready Gen AI portfolio with 5 real-world projects. Train hands-on with the tools used at OpenAI, Meta, and Google. In just months, you go from learner to Gen AI engineer. Not just earning, but leading. AI is transforming every industry. Don't just watch it happen. Be the part of it. Apply now